Hey, thanks so much for pressing the play button. I posted last week a video after the death of Alex Preddy and Renee Good. I was very emotional and in the moment and spontaneous when I posted it. And it was in response to their murders, but also messages that I got from friends about how agitated and just anxious they felt. They didn't know what to do with that restless energy. And I have this beautiful room of instruments and the ability to share. So I wanted to do something to help, and I think it helped a few people. And along that lines, I've tried to keep my business and politics separate, but the politics directly affects my business in, having watched all my funding get cut for all the programs, but also I work in the wellness and mental health industry. What's going on in America is meant to throw us off. It is meant to make us feel this anxiety and restlessness. So self-care is more important than ever. And even if you only take a few minutes a day, or if when you feel your anxiety rising, you take a few minutes to calm yourself down, it is a form of self-care, and it will help you to get through this and to continue to speak out in whatever ways that you're trying to speak out and do your part in this uprising. So they've also come up with an acronym called AWFUL, Affluent White Feminist Liberals. And I don't know if that's supposed to hurt anybody's feelings, but I find it funny because there's so many other things that are truly awful. So I want to invite you to join me as we build a pile of awfulness and release it from ourselves into this pile. So I'm just going to play like just a shamanic beat, just like that. Just breathe. Check in with your body. Where are you feeling stress and anxiety? And what is that made of? What are the issues that are causing it? And you can move your body if you need to here. You don't need to be in a resting position. Do what you need to do to feel good. And just imagine what I'm releasing on my first level of awfulness is the American colonialism that started day one, from the day the early colonists landed in a place that they were immigrants. They didn't own any of this land, and they systematically started murdering all the indigenous people, or many of the indigenous people that did live here, in order to steal the land from coast to coast. And that includes Alaska and Hawaii. And during this time, they started importing black people, dark-skinned people, to slavery, to do the hard labor of building the farms, the railroads, the structures. And they raped and murdered and abused them to do their work. And after the Civil War, when people stood up and said, all people are created equal, they allowed immigrants in to work for lower wages in unhealthy situations and near slavery conditions. They've denied women bodily autonomy and the rights to vote, rights to equality, and they're attacking it again. During World War II, when Hitler and the Nazis were using the examples of white supremacy in the United States to build their concentration camps, we had Japanese internment camps. And all the things we fought for ever since are starting to erode or being destroyed by this. So pile it all without any fairness. Children, people that are here legally, they're attacking the free press. They're attacking freedom of speech. And they're now murdering protesters in cold blood while trying to tell us we didn't see what we saw. It's a lot. Pile it on the pile. It's getting big. It's a big pile of awfulness. And we still have our everyday concerns. They need to go on that pile, at least the anxiety about them. Work, family, money, health. What's on your mind? What's in your heart? What's weighing you down? Put it on the pile. You can take a deep breath as you let it go. Take a deep breath. So I've got this big, huge pile of awfulness sitting there staring. I don't want it there anymore. So I'm going to imagine that there's a big hole that is opening up in the ground. And this big pile of awfulness is going to fall into the hole and go down to the center of the earth and disintegrate. Yes, it's a metaphor. All these things still exist. But for a little while, we can release the stress, the anxiety, and the awfulness. And we can breathe. Start to picture what goodness looks like. What prettiness looks like. What does it feel like? What do we want our future to